Immigration attorney here with some huge news, part two of the huge announcements that the White House made just this week. Yesterday, we talked about those with university degrees and DACA recipients who may be able to benefit from this new law. Today, we're talking about those who are married to United States citizens. Huge news. This is what we know based on the announcement made by President Biden and his White House staff. What we know now is that you must be married to a United States citizen. So some states allow for common law marriages, some states allow for domestic partnerships. What we know for a fact is that those who are legally married will have less obstacles to deal with. That's what we know today. So we are waiting for more details on that, but that person must be a United States citizen. Number two, you must have lived in the United States 10 years or longer as of June 17th, 2024. So June 17th is when the announcements came out. Anyone married or living here in the United States from that point going back 10 years, they will qualify for this type of relief. Now, what the White House has said is that for people who are living in the United States, that target market that they're looking at, most have lived in the United States on average 23 years or longer. So 10 years is the minimum, but most will have been here at least 2 decades. Huge news for them. And the third part, what we know today is that you are not current on your legal status. What does that mean? It means that maybe you entered the country illegally without documentation and you've been here for 10 years or longer. Or maybe you entered with proper documentation and you've overstayed that documentation. We don't know yet what kind of waiver or forgiveness the government might offer in those situations. So we are waiting for more detail. But what they have said is that normally what happens in the past, before this announcement, so last week and before that, when people entered without documentation, for example, and they were married to a United States citizen, you had to return to your home country to complete the process. And that is a very big deal for people because we might have heard stories. I hear those stories a lot in my office where once you go back to your home country to complete this process, sometimes you have a castigo, a penalty that you have to stay in that home country for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, depending on your history. Some people have to stay there permanently because of their history. And so we don't, as defense attorneys and as clients or potential clients, of course, many people just don't want to take that risk. They would rather stay here in the United States without documentation than go back to their home country and risk getting stuck over there when their entire lives have been built in the United States. So this is a huge deal, especially for those who are in that situation where you have feared going back to your country because you might get a penalty. You must see this as the opportunity that it is, because this does not happen very often. This type of change does not happen very often. So you must act as soon as the government lays out more rules. Give your local immigration attorney a call, give us a call. For those who can see the QR code, you can take a picture of this QR code. It'll take you straight to my office's calendar and you can schedule an appointment at your convenience so that we can talk to you about this case. Or about your case. So here's what is going to happen next. Right now, we're waiting for more details, meaning when does this law start? We don't have that information yet. When will we have access to those forms? We don't have that information yet. Will this be an online process? Will this be a paper process? Will we be able, how much will this cost? Will we be able to pay by credit card or by check or by money order? Typically, these are things that are standardized within the government immigration application process. So generally, yes, they do accept credit cards. They do accept money orders or checks. Um, but we don't know the specific rules yet. We know a little bit. Just what I've announced today, we know just enough to kind of get an idea who might qualify, which of our past potential clients might qualify for this. But what I can tell you is, for a fact, they will run a background check on you. So any negative criminal history that you might have related to DWIs, DUIs, driving while intoxicated, or driving under the influence, which is slightly different. Driving under the influence can include prescription medications, which are legal, maybe sometimes over the counter medications, illegal drugs, of course, and alcohol. So if you're under the influence of any of those things and they affect your body movement, they affect your ability to make decisions, and then you hop into a car, if you are stopped and arrested for that, there might be a conviction that comes after that, you need to seriously consider talking to an immigration attorney to see how that will affect your immigration application. The immigration officials do not play games. They will never play games. So if you are considered a threat to your local community, a threat to your society where you live, that is how serious driving under the influence is for an immigration attorney. For an immigration official. The officials are making these decisions on your case. They are the only ones who will be able to make these decisions. There might be an appeals process. It's not clear yet, but if it is, it's usually the supervisor of the official who made the decision. So you want to be very clear as to how these past actions, your history, how has that affected who you are today and who you are as far as submitting this application. So I want you to be aware. I am going to hold a very special live on Wednesdays every week for the rest of the summer until we learn more. And you can ask more questions. You can comment down below. You can call my office at 956-831-1424 to make an appointment. We will assess your case. Every case is assessed individually. So we want to make sure and understand your history. How did you come in? How did you go out? Did you have permission? Did you not have permission? Did you have permission at one point and now it's expired? What is going on in your immigration history? What is going on in your life today? What are your goals for the future? For those who have had a long-term goal of being a permanent resident here and you have your U.S. citizen wife and children, and you're the only one without documentation or without something that's current, this law could potentially change your entire life. I am so excited for everyone. Thousands upon thousands of people are going to be positively affected by this. And I want to make sure that you know that it's coming. Big changes are coming. One of the most important things that I've read so far is that there is an expiration date to this law. And so what I've read as of today is that it will expire in 3 years. There is a cutoff period. It's not clear why that cutoff period exists, but it appears to be something that Biden is trying to boost the economy. He wants to keep families together. He wants to make sure that people take action. And he wants to ensure that the families who are serious about taking action do it now. So that is the message that I'm getting from everything that I've read. Do it now. Take care of these things. Be responsible for yourself, for your family, so that you can have stability and achieve goals that go way beyond your immigration case. I am so very excited to bring this announcement to you. So remember, give us a call at 956-831-1424. You can schedule an appointment by clicking on the QR code for those of you who can see. I have a couple of streams going on at the same time here. So if you can see the QR code, you take a picture of this code, it'll take you straight to a calendar and you can schedule your own appointment based on your convenience. The next thing we can do, next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Time, I will be hosting a special mini live. If you have any questions whatsoever, any comments to make, anything that's going on that might be of interest related to these specific two new laws, let me know. I'm going to keep going every single Wednesday until we have more specifics. I am reading the news every single day. I'm checking the White House page every single day to know exactly what's going on. And if you're ready to go, we're ready to start collecting your documents so that when that day comes, we hit the ground running and we're ready for you to submit that application. So it should come out. What they're saying is that the process will start sometime at the end of the summer. That's all they've said. So as soon as we get more information, I will come back here live to let you know, let your friends know, let your family members know, anybody who is married to a U.S. citizen, anybody who has been living in the United States for 10 years or longer, and if your visa or your visa has expired, or if you have no documentation, give us a call and we'll be able to start assessing you. It is very important if you have some criminal history or some negative immigration history to get a true assessment by a legal professional who is able to understand the consequences of what you've done in the past and then putting them in the context and analyzing them today in the present. All right, Belia Peña, immigration attorney, so excited for you, very happy. Come back here on Wednesday for a special mini live so that we can answer all of your questions to the best of our ability, and we'll have you on our calendar as soon as we can. Thank you so much.